individuals, both from our community and our surrounding community. And as part of our Black History Month series, we are starting with none other than our own president of the college. And so to introduce the president of the college, I'm going to invite one of our students, Lalita Myrick, to come forward, also known as Lala, to come forward and introduce our president.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Dr. Laguerre is our president. He's been our president since 2009. He is currently the superintendent and president of Solano College. He holds a Ph.D. in educational leadership, higher education, and an M.S.Ed in school administration, and an M.A. in French literature from the University of Kansas. Since 1978, Dr. Laguerre has taught English as a second language, French, Haitian, physics, and mathematics. He has also published in cooperation with Bryant C. Freeman a Haitian-English dictionary and co-authored a Haitian textbook founded Teachers of Tomorrow to recruit young people into the teaching profession. The Ethnic Studies program is presenting this event, which is being sponsored by Dr. Karen McCord and Ms. Brenda Tucker and Solano Community College Umoja program, which we're all part of here, and the Associated Students of Solano College. So can you please welcome our president, Dr. Laguerre. You're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate your introduction. I do have a new bio, Judy, that we should share. It's shorter than what Lala read. It's really a pleasure for me to be with you. My passion in life is really education, and education doesn't exist by itself, it exists with students. Learning is extremely important, and you have to have people to learn in order to do your profession. So I believe the topic that Drs. McCord and Tucker wanted me to address is the road to the presidency. Now, what I forgot to ask her or ask them is whether it was my road to the presidency or any person's road to the presidency.
It's whatever you want. You're the president.
I'm the president. And I didn't know whether it was what presidency it was, what it was White House. Anyway, all right. Here is this slide. We need to put the soul back into Solano Community College. Is one that was published in the Vacaville Reporter. And when the slide, of all the slides, I think 35 that we used that day, this was the one that they captured. Along with it was my picture, and they published that in the newspaper. To this day, I still have that image in my head, as I had just completed almost an hour worth of presentation to the staff. And it was really the top moment in my professional career. And I have to tell you that I have had many top moments in my career. And when you look at my top moments, some people may think of them as well, that's kind of ordinary. That's what ordinary people do. But for me, each step, each moment in my career is great because I never really thought that I'd ever have any of them. So this was really the last slide of 35. And after about an hour of talking to the college, at the end of it, I was emotionally drained. It had captured for me at the time 37 years of teaching and administration. Now I say 37, it's because it's not that I am older than dirt, but it is because I had started really teaching when I was in the 4th grade, and I'll go over that for you in a second. Thank God my wife was in the audience at the time, and that gave me some comfort. Otherwise, it could have been really bad. The slide put in perspective what my job was to be at the college, which was to put the soul back in Solano Community College. As our former interim superintendent president, Dr. Jensen, had said. At that point, I was saying to myself, what are you doing here? Why are you here? And I was telling myself, you are carrying a lot of people on your shoulders. And because that's exactly what we do. Once we start going out of the zone where most of us were born, if you are the first person in your family to graduate from high school, you start to carry on your shoulders all those other folks younger in your family that's going to do that. So in my case, not only had I been the first and perhaps still the only person in my family to have received a doctorate, but I was the first person to have made it this far in a career. So I felt that I was carrying a lot. Then I also felt that I was carrying on my shoulders a lot of you, our students as well, for whom maybe I could be a role model. So it was a very, very tough time for me emotionally. I felt that I had a lot of weight on my shoulders. But then, I think right there and then, I said to myself, if not you, then who? At that time, I said to myself that I could be the president, even though for a long time I thought I could be a pretty good one. But that was the moment that really defined it for me. I tell you, I wish it was a time that I wish I were behind some curtains and I could cry, because I could cry for a lot of joy in my career. So to me, as I think of my presidency, this is the slide that defines it, because I realized at the time that I had a major task to accomplish. Therefore, it didn't really matter who I was, what I was being paid, what people were saying, if anybody had doubts, if anybody was excited. It didn't really matter, because I had a task to do and I was going to attend to that. So I'll talk to you a little. I have two presentations. One of them is the talking that I will do. The other one will be the slides that you're going to see. The slides will not necessarily match what it is that I'm going to say. So if you don't like what I'm saying, you can read the slides. If you don't like the slides, you can listen to me. So either way, you have two presentations. I try to capture some of the things that have made me what I am. Now, some of them, Albert Einstein didn't say anything to me personally to make me what I am. I didn't read anything about Albert Einstein, and that made me say, hey, this is really what I want to do. But they described some of what has happened to me quite a bit, so I want to share that with you. So I'll talk about the qualifications for the position, the requirements for the position, and then I'll talk a little bit about aptitude and perhaps attitude for the position, and I also call it branding. And if I don't really address with you what branding is, you can remind me, and I'll say more about it. And then I'll talk about the application for the job, and then I'll share with you the moment when I was a candidate for the position. I was in the theater, and one of you students, perhaps it wasn't any of you here, but one of our students asked me the most difficult question that was asked through the whole interview process. She put me on the spot to defend myself. And I think that was probably one of the reasons I got the job. So that's why I like you students. And so thank you for that student. I wish I could meet her someday to talk about it. So in terms of qualifications for the job, my inspiration came really from my mother and my father, who wanted me to be better prepared for life than they were. That's an extremely important thing. Somebody, my father and my mother, decided that you were going to go to school and be better than we were. So I was inspired also by the fact that I was deprived of basic necessities such as food and shelter. I can't believe how much weight I have on me right now, because for a long time I could not hit 100. I was a skinny little bitty thing. And I remember one of my classmates said to me when he heard that I was going to be a teacher, he said, "Oh man, you're going to die. We're going to die really fast because you're just kidding. There's no way that you can be a teacher." So food and basic necessities, those things inspired me to really be what I am. I was inspired also by being looked over a lot of times, being viewed as having no chance to advance. Those things inspired me. I was also inspired by the lack of people in mathematics as well as African American administrators. That inspired me to be what I am. I had great manners, and you may not think that it's important, but you, as the justice said, that's something that can open doors for you that you never know that could be open. It can open doors for you that you never know could be open. I was also an obedient kid. I learned, I know we are in the public school, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I'll say it anyway. I learned about Ephesians 6 that says, "Children, obey your parents," and the part that says, "so you can live a long life." Actually, if I didn't obey my parents, my mother would make sure that I didn't live a long life. Because many times she came pretty close to killing me. I became competitive and would not let myself be behind anyone. And some of that, somebody had to be last.